And I want you to talk a little bit about why dairy is bad, both for hormones and insulin resistance and acne, because she had all these problems.
Yeah. So, you know, as you can imagine, dairy products, both milk and cheese and dairy products coming from a cow, are full of hormones. You know, that cow, to make cow's milk has a lot of hormones floating around. Those hormones get into the milk, even if it's organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
and there's more in ones that aren't organic.
Yes.
There's like 60 different hormones in milk.
Yeah. And some people are very sensitive to those hormones, and they will cause acne production. They will cause more acne, more, and then of course a lot of people are sensitive to dairy.
Yeah.
So it can cause a lot of digestive unrest and digestive issues.
And what's also interesting to me is that when you look at people consume dairy, dairy will spike insulin pretty high.
Yes.
A 300% increase in insulin consuming dairy, which I was sort of surprised at when I looked at the literature.
Especially the lower fat dairy, right? Because you know, and so for so long we were going to the lower fat, and then we were going maybe to the lower fat chocolate milk in school, right? You know, all those things that were spiking insulin.
And I would say for women with hormonal issues, I think dairy's got to go for most of them to start, at least to see how it affects them, because
absolutely,
you know, whether it's irregular cycles or whether it's PCOS or whether it's acne, whatever is going on, I think it's an incredibly hormonally disruptive food for so many people. And a lot of people can tolerate it fine, but if you got problems, you got to start thinking about what you got to cut out.
And I think what is really helpful a lot of times at the beginning, when you have a lot of things going on and you're not sure how food's impacting you, sometimes to do a full elimination of a food or a group of foods is really helpful, because it gives you a lot of feedback. So sometimes if you just sort of cut down, you don't really go, I'm not really eating much dairy. And I get that all the time.
I just have cheese after dinner. No, I agree. It's like, it's hard for people to understand that, you know, a little bit can do a lot of damage. And the way I explain it to people is, think about like a peanut allergy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you're like just exposed to peanut dust, you can get an anaphylactic reaction, right? That's how powerful your immune system, it responds to microscopic doses.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's important to remember.